So Coach Hearn yesterday said Brandon felt a little twinge in practice, and then a couple hours later he announced the decision to transfer. What was kind of going on in that?
I'm going to leave that to Coach Hearn, and I'll be happy to talk about the guys we've got on our football team. Let's keep it at that.
Sure.
With that news, does Plaster get another look at long field goals? He was working with you today, and he looked pretty good kicking some longer ones.
Josh has got a strong leg. That's something we were working on, and we'll continue to do that.
As you're approaching pretty much the mid-season part, what are some of the aspects of special teams that you think are doing well? What some stuff you feel you need to work on the last 7 games?
I think, number one, our punt production's been good. I'd like to be highly consistent because I think we're capable of doing that. Our numbers are really good there. Kickoff coverage has been good at times. We've had a couple that we've given up a little bit too much yardage, so consistency there. Return game has been solid. We haven't had many punt return opportunities. I think we've done a good job with that. We did a good job in the Cal game. We had an unfortunate foul that took back a 20-yard return, so we need to clean that up. Kickoff return's been solid, and I look forward to us making some explosive plays.
Do you feel that the kickoffs themselves are something that really is like maybe high on the to-do list for Plaster to be more consistent with touchbacks?
Well, I think that's part of his growth as a young player. It's different in the college game, and so I think he's getting better. His distance is starting to improve, and not unlike a lot of young kickers.
Is he a guy that's capable of pushing Christian and being maybe 1-2 or the number 1 guy?
We've got 3 guys here that I think are capable of being the number 1 guy, including Jack Luckhurst. So all those guys will continue to compete, and we'll continue to move forward.
What are some things that Christian and Josh just have to work on in the coming weeks now that they're assuming these roles?
Really, for inexperienced players, becomes consistency, and consistency in the way that they approach the actual setup of the kick and finishing the kick and those things.
Both you guys yesterday when the news about Brandon came out?
I don't think anything changed. We just went into today's practice like nothing happened. Truly,
Season.
It was definitely a good thing to hear, but I'm just focused on what I can do now. I'm here now, so gotta finish strong. That's it.
Does it help to have that perspective now, knowing that you're the guy and it's not on a week-to-week basis?
A little bit. They've always had confidence in me, so I've always felt good. I'm excited.
What are some things that the coaches are kind of expressing to you now that to maybe work on and carry over the next few weeks?
Nothing much. Just the same thing. Stick with it. Just keep my mind right and get ready for this game coming up.
So Josh, it looks like in general the kickoffs have been improving a little from week to week. I mean, how would you assess your progress right now?
I just had a couple of problems with my plant foot and my hip movement, and I figured that out last practice, and I'll be ready to go in Washington State.
What have been like some of the biggest challenges is making that transition from high school to college for you personally?
The environment is very different. Everything's a lot faster, but it's really fun, and I'm glad I'm here.
How confident do you feel in your ability to kick long field goals specifically? I know you were working on a lot of longer ones today before practice started.
I feel very confident. I keep the same swing as it's 40 yards. I have the leg strength to make it, so I just have to trust myself, trust my holder.
And then Coach Slocum said to us just a couple minutes ago that you have a pretty good chance of getting some opportunities this season. What are you trying to do mentally to stay locked into the fact that you could be kicking a field goal at some point?
Just pretend like it's practice. If you think about anything else than that, it's going to get in your head. You just can't let that happen. Just swing through, trust yourself, trust your holder, trust your sample.
Did you guys have an idea that this was coming, or was this something just recent?
No comment.
So Christian, obviously the game against Cal was interesting for you. You started out really shaky, but you made that field goal at the end. Is that like maybe a proof as you as a growth as a player that you're able to go through a game like that against Cal and just do what you need to do late in the fourth?
Yeah, I was thankful for that kick for sure to end off on a good one. Yeah, it helped me go into this week, and I'm excited for this week's game.